Welcome back to Visa Pathway UK, your go-to source for every UK immigration rule and change as it happens. Today, we're diving into Scotland's fight against the UK's latest student and family visa restrictions. And trust me, the numbers and quotes we're about to share are shocking. In July 2025, the Scottish Government released its official response to the UK's immigration changes in a 31-page document titled UK Immigration White Paper, 2025, Scottish Government Proposals. And in that paper, they make it clear. These new UK visa rules are hurting Scotland's universities, its economy, and the families of international students. They don't hold back. The immigration system as currently designed does not work for Scotland. Today, we'll break down exactly what Scotland is asking for, including a brand new Scottish graduate visa, the reversal of the dependent ban for students, and major salary threshold changes to allow families to reunite. Section 1. The real impact of the student-dependent ban. All right, let's get straight to it. There's one rule change that's hit Scotland harder than you might think, the ban on student dependents. Since January 2024, most international students in the UK can't bring their partners or kids with them, unless they're on a very specific type of research course. This is a huge deal. Why? Because according to Scotland, this ban is causing serious problems for students and for the country as a whole. Let's hear it, straight from the Scottish Government's white paper. It would be proportionate and appropriate for the UK government to introduce a Scottish exemption to the ban on dependents for student and health and care visa routes. What does that mean? Scotland wants its own special rule, a Scottish exemption, so that international students studying in Scotland can still bring their families with them. And this isn't just about being welcoming, it's about numbers, community, and the future of Scotland. Think about it. If students can't bring their loved ones, fewer will choose to study in Scotland. Those who do come might feel alone, stressed, and less likely to stay after they graduate. That's bad news for Scottish universities, and it's bad news for the economy too. So why is Scotland asking for this special treatment? Simple. Scotland's population and economy are not the same as the rest of the UK. They need more people, more students, and more families to help the country grow and thrive. In the words of the white paper, these changes risk further reducing Scotland's share of international students and threaten the long-term sustainability of our institutions. Stay tuned, because next we're talking about how the UK's family visa salary rules are making life even tougher for people in Scotland, and the numbers might surprise you. Section 2. The Family Visa Salary Rule, Scotland's Hidden Challenge. All right, let's get into it, because this next part is a real eye-opener. Did you know that even after finishing their studies, many international graduates in Scotland are still struggling to bring their families over? Why? Because of the UK's strict family visa salary requirements. Here's how it works. If you want your partner or kids to join you in the UK, you need to prove you earn at least £38,700 a year. Sounds tough? That's because it is. Now listen to this. The Scottish Government's own white paper says these rules stop between 40 to 50% of working adults in Scotland from ever bringing family here. That's nearly half of all workers. And for women, it's even more shocking. Up to 75 or even 80% can't meet that income level. Let that sink in for a second. That means thousands of families being forced to live apart, not because they don't want to be together, but simply because their wages aren't high enough. And here's the kicker. These rules are based on average wages for the whole UK, but Scotland's wages are often lower. So the bar is set way out of reach for most people living and working in Scotland. So, bottom line, the current family visa rules aren't just numbers on a page. They're splitting up real families and making it harder for Scotland to attract and keep talented people from around the world. Section 3. The Scottish Graduate Visa Proposal. All right, let's talk about Scotland's big idea, and trust me, you'll want to hear this. So what if there was a way to actually help international graduates stay in Scotland longer, build their careers, and maybe even reunite with their families? Well, that's exactly what Scotland is proposing. It's called the Scottish Graduate Visa, and here's how it works. Imagine you've finished your degree at a Scottish university. Right now, you mostly get just 2 years to find a well-paying job if you want to stay in the UK. 2 years. That's not a lot of time, especially with those super high salary requirements we just talked about. But Scotland wants to change that. The new idea? Give international graduates an extra 2 years, making it 4 years total, to stay, work, and get settled in Scotland. But here's the catch. This special extension is only for those who actually live and work in Scotland. So, if you love it here and want to build your future, you get a real shot. Why does this matter? Because with more time, graduates can work their way up, gain experience, and eventually reach the income level needed to bring their families over. It means less stress, more opportunity, and a much better chance to call Scotland your home. This isn't just about visas or paperwork. It's about letting talented people stay, contribute to the country, and maybe even create a life here with their loved ones. So, could this be the answer Scotland's been waiting for? Stick around, because up next we're diving into why this matters so much for Scotland's future. Section 4. Why this is a big deal for Scotland. Okay, let's break down why this Scottish graduate visa could totally change the game, not just for students, but for Scotland as a whole. Right now, international students bring so much more to Scotland than just their tuition money. They become friends, neighbors, and colleagues. They fill jobs in hospitals, tech companies, schools, and more. Many fall in love with Scotland and want to stay, maybe even for life. And here's the problem, the current UK visa rules are making it really tough. Scotland says these rules are causing the country to lose out on talented, hardworking people who could help make the nation stronger and more vibrant. The Scottish government isn't shy about it. In their own words, a system that supports settlement, families, and contribution, not just numbers. What does that mean? Basically, they want immigration rules to help build real communities, not just hit some target for how many people come in or leave. Scotland needs nurses, engineers, teachers, real people, not statistics. Think about it. If international graduates can stay longer, they'll have more time to find good jobs, earn more, and have a shot at bringing their families over. That means more happy families, more cultural exchange, and a boost for local businesses. Everybody wins. So to sum it up, this isn't just a policy tweak. It's a plan to make Scotland an even better place to live, work, and grow. And if the UK government doesn't listen, well, things could get interesting. Stick around because up next, we'll talk about how this debate might shake things up for UK politics as a whole. Section 5. The political edge. Finally, the Scottish government hints at something bigger if Westminster doesn't listen. The closing section of their paper warns, failure to take this opportunity would serve to suggest that the only way to ensure that the immigration system is reflective of their needs would be through the devolution of those powers. In other words, if the UK government won't adapt its immigration rules for Scotland, they may push for full control of their own system. So what do you think? Should Scotland be allowed to make its own rules for student and family visas? Would you choose to study in Scotland if you could bring your family? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth UK immigration updates. Disclaimer: this video is for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal or immigration advice. Always check the latest UK Home Office guidance or speak to a qualified immigration advisor for tailored help.